questions correct every single time. Not 9 times out of 10. Until you get them correct every single time, you don't know it. Anytime you make a mistake on these things, that mistake is representing a lot of stuff that you don't know. And you know this is the case. This is the case with any kind of question relating to grammar. What you need to understand is that you got to demand a lot out of yourself from these, and it is possible to perfect it. Now here's 10 pronoun questions. Now I know from having done pronoun case questions that there's maybe 3 different types of pronoun case questions, and I'm used to all 3 types. Here's 20 pronoun case questions, and here's a little document on pronoun case. You're going to see here there's this one type of pronoun case question. Here's some examples of it. There's another type of pronoun case, and there's maybe a third one. But I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to try and talk out what I do when I do these questions. So 5 of, and then the pronoun, took a cab to the play. So what you need to do on this one is just make it sound right, I guess. 5 of we took a cab to the play would sound silly. We've got this little phrase, 5 of blank. Let's make the 5 of blank sound right. So 5 of us took a cab to the play. 5 of us is how you say it. Okay, now this one is different. This one has, are you and blank attending the meeting? Now whenever you have multiple people that are that the pronoun is part of a group of, get rid of everybody else. So there's you and then a pronoun. So get rid of the you and stuff. Get rid of that and just read the sentence. Are blank attending the meeting? Are blank attending the meeting? What would it be? Are them attending the meeting? Are themselves attending the meeting? Are they attending the meeting? I think they sounds the best from the way I've been speaking English my whole life. So are they attending the meeting? Get rid of the you and, get rid of that other stuff, and just read the sentence with it by itself. If it works by itself, it's going to work. It's the way you're supposed to say it. So are they attending the meeting? Okay, no one is more concerned about the matter than, all right, now this is a different type. So within 3 of these, we have 3 different types of pronoun case ones. I think there is still a couple, maybe a couple others, but you just get used to them. So this one is a pronoun at the end of the sentence, and that issue is different than the others. These are pronouns in the middle, this one's at the end. Now, there are some different endings to sentences where you end up with a pronoun. You end up with a sentence that has than, you end up with a sentence that has as. So I'm going to type a sentence up at the top, and you'll see. I'm going to type a sentence up in the address bar. She is as smart as I is actually the way you write it. It sounds ridiculous, but that's the way you write it. She is smart like me is how you write it. Now, how do I know the difference? Well, I've memorized it. Whenever the sentence ends in as or ends with than, you have a pronoun and then a period, but actually there's an invisible word. She is smarter, it'd be she is smarter than blank, and then there's an invisible word. Although there's a period after the empty space here, although there's going to be a period there, there's actually an invisible word. She is not as smarter. She is smarter than blank, and then the invisible word would be am. Whenever it's as or than right here, you just go with the pronoun that would go here if there was an invisible word. So in this one, no one is more concerned about the matter than her. Well, if it was her, you'd ignore the fact that this says than or as, and than or as mean that there's supposed to be an invisible word at the end here. That doesn't need to be included in English. So no one is more concerned about the matter than she, blank word is, invisible word is. No one is more concerned about the matter than she is. So that's the answer. No one is more concerned about the matter than she, period. This one's who or whom, different type. With these, you test out the word he or him in the sentence, starting with right here. So he can I go out with tonight? Him can I go out with tonight? If he ends up working in this sentence, the answer is going to be who. If him ends up working, it's going to be whom. But it didn't work in either of these places, so I'm going to try and test out both of those words here. Can he I go out with? Can him I go out with? Doesn't work. Can I he go out with tonight? Can I him go out with tonight? Doesn't work. Can I go him out with tonight? Can I go he out with tonight? Doesn't work there either. So far we don't have an answer for if we need who or whom. Can I go out he with tonight? Can I go out him with tonight? Doesn't work there either. So we still don't have an answer. Can I go out with he tonight? Nope, but you're going to see the answer here. Can I go out with him tonight? Now that sounds right, and that's why the answer is whom up here. That's a test, and it works every time, pretty much. Sometimes it's wrong, but like once out of 100. All right, this is one. Question 5 is a lot like this one up here. In this one, up here, you get rid of the you and you just say, are they attending the meeting? So here, get rid of Margaret and just say, I hope to be roommates. That's how you do it. It's just like that one. The committee told Smith and, get rid of Smith and, so you're just going to end up with the committee told they to write a new resolution? No, the committee told them to write a new resolution. Is he the one for who and whom? So let's go back here. Don't worry about the rest of the sentence. Just like if there's anything up here at the beginning of question 4, you wouldn't worry about it. Don't worry about this stuff. Just deal with right here. So he, the note is intended. Him, the note is intended. The he note, the him note. No. The note he is intended. The note him is intended. No. The note is he intended. The note is him intended. Doesn't work there either. The note is intended he, the note is intended him. I don't have an answer. So what do I have to do? And I'm not used to this. So I'm going to say the best choice possible is to borrow this for up here. And so the note is intended for him. I'm going to use this. Is he the one for whom the note is intended? So because I was out of options, I'm going to go with this word here. I'm going to loan that, and that'll create a sentence for me. The note is intended for him. We discovered that it was okay. This is another type. What I like to notice is that this verb here. Now, there's no other person to get rid of. It's not like Margaret and blank. There's nobody else to get rid of. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to notice that this verb. I see this consistently on these. I might notice in these 20 that are here and on other exercises. This verb is a terrible verb. And whenever you notice one that's tricky like this, look to see if the verb is weird, like a meaningless verb like was. Was you can't do, but you can skip and you can jump, but you can't was or is or am or were. These aren't verbs you can do. So whenever I'm in a question like this and I'm trying to I'm looking at pronouns, I look at the verb. If the verb is meaningless, here's what I do. I just drop a whole bunch from the sentence and create a sentence out of I can out of the pronoun and the words that are here. I drop some words, but I create a sentence. So the sentence I come up with is, they started the fire. And that's the answer. We discovered that it was they who started the fire. That's the answer. My system seems to work for me every time. This one, everyone asked Joan and, I'm going to keep everyone asked. I'm just going to drop the Joan and. So everyone asked him to speak at the convention. That's just like this one. That's just like this one. And that's just like this one. I keep this stuff. I just get rid of the Joan and blank because that's the pair that the pronoun was in. A person as young as, oh, this is as used not at the end of the sentence, but sort of in the middle. And I sort of can learn from what was up here. So Here was as or than, use at the end of the sentence, so there's an invisible word. This is sort of the end of like a thought, but not really the end of the sentence. Let's try and apply what we know from this down to this one. So, by the way, I've never seen these questions before. I'm doing these as for the first time. A person as young as she is, as and than have an invisible word after the pronoun. Whenever you have as or than, there's an invisible word after the pronoun. When the word is like, you just end the thought ends without an invisible word. So it'd be a person young like me or young like her. Should not be given too much responsibility. But it doesn't say like, and it doesn't say than, but than and as, you end up with a similar type of word. So a person as young as she, invisible word is, should not be given too much responsibility. A person as young as she should not be given too much responsibility. Let's check our work. And they're all right.